after this race is over.
What's your rating, John?
My rating is, I don't know, it's in the 3,000 neighborhood. I think it's under 3,100 right now. That's awesome, yeah. Yeah, so, like I said, I'll be debuting. I said I was going to do it, and yesterday I hit 100 followers, so it just took some time to do the new scheme. And after this race is over, stick around, because I'll be debuting that at Watkins Glen on the D-Class car. Right now it's all about Class A Fixed, and hopefully getting a better hot lap time than I've been getting in this race. I need to be able to start up higher. And it's probably corner exit where I'm losing the most time. I feel like that maybe I can be a little bit more aggressive coming off of corner 2 on the short run. I think I've lost some time there. Corner 4, the same thing. But let's see. So here we go. Running the high groove. Out by the wall. And got good speed coming down the back straight. I'm going to lift a little early. Set the car. And then get on the gas hard. And right out to the wall. A little bit of kick there, not too much, but hopefully this is going to be decent speed down into turn 1. Get right down to the apron, kick up the throttle. If I'm on pace for a good lap, it'll be at about 0.75, 0.7 when I'm in the middle of the back straight. 0.8, that's better than I've been doing. So that's not too bad. Got a little bit loose going into 3. That's going to cost me some time for sure. So this is not a perfect lap by any means. That cost me maybe a 10th, maybe 2. So I'm going to be at about a 1.8 off of my optimal when I cross the line. So 40.3. That ain't going to be too good. That's going to have me buried down in the standings again. Like I said, it's just I have been struggling to find short run speed on this track. So what it has made for is for some exciting runs from the back where I capitalize on long run speed. So what we're hoping for, oh my goodness. See, look at that, man. We got guys running 39.5s and I'm running 40.3s. There's something massive that I'm missing on short run setup here, or on short run speed. Long run though, I always seem to make up time. See, if I would have entered turn 3 like that, I probably would have had a substantially better lap. But that's kind of where I lost a bunch of time. So I might have been decent. Some of these guys, though, with those crazy times, I don't know how he's running a 39.5. That's just mind-boggling to me. I don't know where that speed comes from. That's a nice lap, Marcus. I don't know where you're finding that kind of speed. I can't do anything close to that on the short run. But we'll see. Should be able to continue my trend of decent long run speed. My goodness, I am honestly going to be the slowest qualifier this time. So that ain't cool. That was not the objective that we set out to get, but gonna have to do something in the race. That's just crazy quick.
It wasn't my objective either to be
Ben Fernandez is in this thing again. He's gonna star a few things. Let's go out and do our usual practice coverage of some of these guys. Arietti. Not sure if I've raced against him. But there's a Sirius XM car. That's Eric Jones' scheme. There is my Corey Buescher Congress car sitting on pit road. There's got to be someone else who pops out in this practice session. There we go. Number 8, Jagger Jones. Method race wheels. Not too many folks actually jumping out. So Logan Lane, he's been on the stream a few times. Logan S. Lane, Ali Osman, Femi Olat. See some of these guys in the NAS Fixed that I run. Leonardo Marquez there in the 23. Mark Kiss in the 16. And that's going to do it for our little preview show. So I'm going to be starting 18th. I've had an 8th and a 12th, I believe, so far in this race. As my qualifying times have been struggling. I've been starting deep in the field, but been running up through the front, so I'll qualify 13th, finish 8th, qualify 18th, finish 12th. So this one qualifying 18th, I might finish around 12th. Just kind of depends on how things go. Usually it takes about 5 laps from my tires in the setup to kind of come back towards me. I'll run kind of even with everyone right on the start, and then as their tires fall off, it seems like I'll pick up and do better on the long run. So best thing that could happen for me right here would be either go green the whole distance, or if the yellow comes out at around like lap 12 to 14 so that we get a 20 lap run to the end. But the longer we go on green, the better that'll work for me and my just how this track has been playing into my driving style.
Have fun.
So it's kind of what I'm looking at. You know, that sort of previews how I think this one's likely to play out. I mean, obviously, if there is a giant wreck that clears out a bunch of them, or if I get caught up in a wreck, well, all the strategy's out the window. Giant wreck that takes out the top 10, that would be very good for me in terms of finishing position. A giant wreck back here, or, you know, something that takes me out, obviously not so good. Ideal scenario, though, like I said, would be if we could run this thing green the whole way. Doesn't seem like that's been happening. Every race I've been in has had, like, both of the races I've been in so far have 1 or 2 cautions, and usually they have a yellow flag that comes out around lap 20. So we'll get a 20 lap run and then about a 10 lap shootout. And then that 10 lap shootout, because it bunches up the field, usually there's a caution right after that, and then it'll run green the rest of the way. So I think both races that I've been in so far have had 2 cautions.
Looks like you'll be lining up behind the 21.
So it very much is about what happens on this first run, because after the caution comes out, my forward progress seems to be pretty well halted. Again, I'm just not that good on the short run. I can usually hold my position and where I'm running, but gaining positions on the short run has been really difficult for me. So here we go, dropping into second gear. We're going to do 35 laps at Auto Club. Thanks, Gasometers was up, man. Welcome. There goes the pace car. Closing it up, waiting for the leader to go.
Green, 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 green.
There's the green.
In and out.
You gonna go 16? Damn.
One only. You're clear.
Fucking idiot.
Outside.
That 4X was all his fault.
Clear, clear, clear.
16, you got me a 4X for no reason, man. Sorry about that, 17 at Rice. I know that you were right behind me. I checked up because I didn't want to get a black flag. That was just stupid. Sorry, guys. I'm just... Stuff like that pisses me off.
48.34.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Sorry, I should have realised that you actually thought.
Yeah. No, I mean, that wasn't your fault. I mean, you know, you were trying to get going on the restart. The 16 just refused to go, so it put me in a situation where I had to check up if I didn't want to get a black flag. I mean, if you're gonna do that on the start, just don't even qualify. All right, I'll stop venting about that. That's just frustrating. But so that kind of messed us up. Starting 19th, we're sitting 19th now, and just going to try to gain as many spots as I can. Like I said, you know, if I can keep the tires on it and not do stuff like I just did in turn 1, the longer this thing goes, the better my car seems to come in versus theirs. I think these guys, part of what they do is they really, really grind that right front. So it seems like their corner exit goes away because it can get pretty tight on corner exit. You obviously have to take care of it on corner entry as well, but it gets pretty tight on corner exit, so they start getting to the point where they really can't exit the corners properly. I'm able to do okay, and that's where I end up gaining a lot of my time. So keep in contact with this pack. The damage to the back end of the car shouldn't affect it too bad. I feel bad for the 17 because he got front end damage, and that'll affect him a whole lot. And here we go. Going to put the move on David A. Roach here shortly, and start trying to march our way up through the back part of this field. Top 10 finish in this race will probably be a pretty good result. It'll be decent in terms of points, but you know, going from 18th, 19th up to a top 10, that's pretty good. Anytime you do that, especially with the level of competition that I'm facing in this series, that'd feel pretty good. So I've already got one spot back up to 18th where I started. Getting her woed down on corner entry. Picking up the gas coming off turn 2. And entry into turn 1 is interesting because you're coming off of the curved front straight, carrying a ton of speed, and you really got to slow it down. The entry into turn 3 I find to be a little bit easier, but then it's that exit off 4 where people get into trouble. As the race goes on, that's where you'll see people tighten up and push out into the wall. They've got up front there, they're really battling hard. They're 3 and 4 wide. Some furious battling. Things are, interestingly, usually it's the reverse of this. Usually things are crazy in the back and they get strung out up front. This race, it seems like the crazy battle is up front and things are a little bit calmer in the back right now, which works out for me. I want to, you know, just kind of pick these guys off one at a time. So with them being all strung out, that ought to work out okay. Also, with us being strung out, the draft comes into play at this track. If they're battling up front, that keeps them all closer to us in the back, and should mean that, you know, as I start working through the pack, those guys aren't able to just blitz out and run away and hide. 8 laps down. Should see the tires in the field start coming back to me a little bit here, assuming that I've taken care of them. I made a couple mistakes and slid the tires going into turn 1 a couple times, so I might not have the same advantage on the tires that I wanted to,
41,
but we'll see.
39.
Right now it seems like I'm a little bit quicker than the 23, so if I can work my way around him, that would be a very good thing. And then focus on catching that next pack, because he's kind of fallen back of those guys and actually lost the draft, which is not good. Draft on the straightaways is very important. Man, they're battling hard up there. So I'm going to try to get right in the draft of the 23.
41,
And
41.
you see, we're still not gaining on the cars in front like we need to. So I'm going to make my move here.
Working top,
Coming off turn 2.
quarter outside. Still there.
Got that position taken care of.
Still out there.
Down into 3, I should be able to just throw it down in there. No problems. Picking it up. There we go.
Clear.
He'll fall back.
Oh
And
my
that's
God,
another
16,
spot.
You're horrible, bud.
Right?
41,
driving the
0.4.
shit out of the
5,
corner, man.
5.
So 1.7, 1.8 back of this next pack. And problem right now is that I'm not in their draft.
Sorry about that.
I need some drafting help,
Got a little tight.
because once we hit the straightaway, even though they're side by side, it seems like they're pulling away.
41.614.
That's going to make running this pack down very difficult. Right now would be a good time to have that first caution. I don't think I'm going to get that help, but I'm not reeling them in the way that I need to. And the gap is pretty big, so getting closed back up right now would be a good thing. We'll see though. If they keep racing like that, I might be able to pull back in on them.
41.4.
Taking care of my stuff, trying not to kill the tires or anything, and hopefully I don't have a big old parachute from that contact early. I think it should have just punched the rear bumper in. It should not hurt me aerodynamically, but we'll see. Looks like the 17's okay. He's been able to stick pretty well right with me as we work up through this traffic. But this next group's staying about 2 seconds in front of me.
41.7.
Looks like the 8 is falling back now. Man, he gets so low there, you almost feel like you could downshift it and try to get some extra torque coming off the corner. My guess is that doing that would just cause the thing to spin. Oh, there we go.
Caution, caution.
There's a caution.
Fuck
that
the
works.
Goddamn caution.
Alright, 11, 10.
Wreck.
You guys can keep your
Pit
cars on
road
the
is
inside like that.
closed. You'll be lining up behind
Okay.
the 20.
It's always worth it to try to go up and get that spot just in case it's going to drop them back.
All right, buddy. Line up behind the
Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. No fuel, no tear off. Actually, you know, this time I am going to add fuel. Still no tear off, but... Okay. Here we go. So, some of these guys have damage.
Pit road is open.
Pit road's open. It's 4 tires and fuel. So, hopefully that's the only caution. Seems like everyone's keeping their heads on and racing okay. So if this is the only yellow that we have,
You're going to be lining up behind the safe car.
Be slightly better position than where I qualified right now. But the main thing is if we can get a clean restart, I should be able to,
20 laps to go right now.
you know, do the long run to finish. Ah, Jesus. That sucked. Sliding through my box, man. I hate doing that. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and get those repairs at this point. I'm not, you know, I'm already starting in the back. Let's get the thing repaired.
That's it, go!
And go. My track position is what it is right now. That didn't cost me much. Maybe 1 spot or 2. But I want all the 87 right front, 93 right rear. So I am driving it a little bit hard on the right front, kind of like I thought that run. Oh great, I got the 16 in front of me again. At least this time he won't be in the same lane as I am. I just don't know what that guy's deal is. It's a race. When the green flag waves, you go. So, oh well.
One to go.
Slid through the box.
On the outside.
It didn't help anything. Going to be restarting in 20th spot. Sorry, 18th spot it looks like. So, like I said, I didn't lose much. I'm basically right where I was on the first restart. This time I'm behind the 23 instead of the 16, so hopefully I don't get jammed up on the start the way that I did the first time. Reese in 17 is in front of me. He had been behind me, but yeah, we'll see. Basically halfway. Getting the tires warmed up here. Gonna drop it into third, into second. Take a swig of water. Stay hydrated. And got to restart here with, it's going to be 18 to go when we cross the line.
Joe, do you mind, like, moving up, please? Thank you.
Get ready to go, man.
The first start was really scrambled. This one doesn't look much better.
Off, be ready.
There we go. At least I'm away cleanly this time.
1 minute 29.096.
Let's see what happens as we all barrel it down into one. Oh, dang it.
Big crash.
That was a nice wrap.
Smoking, Earl. I don't know.
Yeah, that
what
was
it is,
great.
but something's
You weren't clear at
smoking.
23.
I'm checking right now, boss. Hold on. Picker guys, you stay back. All I want is those guys to go over there and try to fix the race car.
didn't say car left, so I went
Yeah, requesting single file.
Yeah, but we weren't clear.
Come around to 2.
Oh
You're
well.
gonna have to come around to 23. Come around to 23.
Picking on you, just next time don't listen to your spotter as much because they've got the spotters kind of screwed up sometimes.
I don't know, that honestly might have been net code, but I had a run and he just kept coming down to chop my front end off.
Apparently, well, not apparently, the light was on before we entered
Hey,
the pit.
listen, I think we all need
Fall from the
tires
back.
after half the corner.
Well, that sucks. What time is it? 3:13. I can hop out and I
We
can
can't
do a
have you
truck
down,
race, but probably not going to do that. Okay, so let's take a look at this. That sucked. So here we go. I mean, going in the corner, I can see them basically clear on the inside.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional. My spotter didn't say anything.
Yeah, you got to use their mirrors though, man. It's not just spotter, but it honestly looks like it was netcode. It looks like there's a gap between our cars on the replay.
How was that?
Yep, there's contact. Yeah, I mean, I probably should have lifted, but if we wind it back, I've got to run. I'm going down,
15.
and he just kind of comes down to chop me off. It's a racing deal. It's just, I mean, I probably could have lifted, but it's kind of a bad spot to throw the block. Oh, sorry to all the guys that got caught up in that. Now, let's see. What is, there's the 15. What's going on up here? Oh, hey. It's Min Fernandez again. Doing, I don't even know what. Trolling? Yeah, what kind of stupid nonsense is that?
How much damage did you have there, John?
Oh, I'm done, man. I got over 7 minutes are required still. I had about 10 minutes are required.
Wow.
Sucks.
I probably won't be able to get out much more, in this race.
Yeah, I'll just watch you guys for a little bit. I'm gonna hit the D class at Watkins Glen next. That's frustrating. Oh well, that happens sometimes. What do you guys want to see? Do you want me to pop out and do some Watkins Glen practice, or you want to see how this thing ends up working out? Let's see. It's lap 21, so we can watch the finish of this, and then we'll pop over for Watkins Glen and see how this plays out. So that's Femi Olat on the outside, Marcus inside, starting front, Marcus Richardson on the inside. There goes the pace car, and Femi goes on pace car, which is usually a pretty good bet. Main thing you want to do when you're leading the restart is get out in front and get the lead. We'll shift to TV2. Let's try to watch where the good battles are. It's the 5 and the 9 are side by side as they come off at 2. Decent racing in the back. I wonder if Fernandez just had a connection issue and that's why he barreled up through there. But anyway, Freddy and Kip racing side by side for third. That's a pretty good battle.
There's a car on the track.
This whole race was a disaster, start to finish. That happens sometimes. Clear my head of it. And gonna try to do better at Watkins Glen. Looks like Kip's secured the third spot now. There's a decent race here as Karsten goes to the inside of Patrice. Karsten Wegerhoff to the inside of Patrice Langlet. Longley, probably. And Karsten's going to get, I think that's the sixth spot. Should be able to get that as they come off of turn 2. Maybe not. Looks like, well, yeah, it looks like he's got it as they go down into 3. Let's see, once that meatball pad clears. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's super frustrating. Honestly, I used to be less calm, but streaming kind of has a calming influence. Knowing that there's an audience of people watching how you react definitely has a calming influence on you. So Patrice now running 7th. Looks like he might lose that to Michael Horwath. Yep. So Patrice slipping back here. Marcus Richardson, meanwhile, has gotten by Femi for the first spot. Freddy De Rosa holding on to 3rd. Kip Barrett 4th. Cyril Nussbaum 5th. Karsten Wegerhoff 6th. Michael Horwath 7th. Patrice Langley looking to the inside of him from 8th. Raunik Kako 9th in the 14. Lisa Ryan running 10th in the number 18 car. Jagger Jones is 11th. Logan Lane is 12th in the 21. David A. Roach 13th in the 19. Nicholas Liedtke in the 20 is 14th. Reese Sanders is 15th. Leonardo Marquez 16th after that wreck that we were in, still holding on to 16th spot. Joe Karev 17th. Ali Osman 18th after getting run over inexplicably by Min Fernandez under caution. Min is back out there in 21st spot. Ari Eti in the 2 is in 20th. So yeah, that's kind of how they lie. Coming up, completing lap 27, starting lap 28. I'm going to have nothing to gain by coming out of the pits. But we're looking to, see if we can get some decent battles going here. Looks like the 11 of Karsten Wegerhoff is taking a look at Michael Horwath in the 10. That's for 6th spot now. Patrice still in 8th. And there's a battle for 5th right now, that coveted top 5 spot between the 10 and the 4. Michael Horwath looking at Cyril Nussbaum for the 5th spot. He looks high. Rides down. He's going to try to kind of diamond the corner and cut low coming off. Let's see if he can get a run. Compare the speeds. Looks like he's got a run and he's got the spot. So that's a change for 5th there. Michael Horwath on Cyril Nussbaum. And Cyril's got more trouble. as Karsten in that 11 car is looking at him. All maintaining pretty even up through the top 3 spots. Marcus Richardson has gapped out the field pretty well. Femi Olat second. Now, was Marcus the one? Yeah, Marcus was the one who laid down that 39.5 in qualifying. Freddy De La Rosa running 3rd in the 5 car. Kip Barrett 4th. And we've got a 5th, 6th, 7th. This is a pretty good battle right here. As Karsten looking to the inside again on Cyril in that 4, trying to make it work. We are winding down. There's only 5 laps to go now. Patrice Langley in 8th. Doesn't seem to really be able to make much, but uh-oh, contact. Cyril got into Michael. That's for 5th spot. Give it back to Cyril. Nussbaum. That drops Michael Horwath all the way back to 8th. Can't be too happy about that. Now the 11 car to the inside. Trying to make that stick, not quite working. So Cyril back to the 5th spot. Let's see, Marcus Richardson still holding 1st. Femi Olat still holding 2nd. Freddy De La Rosa still holding 3rd as we complete lap 32 of 35. It's going to be 3 laps to go for Marcus Richardson. We come across the stripe. There's Kip Barrett in 4th. Cyril Nussbaum in 5th. Still a 5th through 10th is pretty well, or 5th through 9th is pretty well jammed up there. A little bit of a gap back to 10th. A couple cars hitting the wall as they come off the corner. That's 21 of Logan Lane and the 14 of Ranu Kako. David A. Roach and Reese Saunders. Really close battling there. They're coming to 2 laps to go right now. Michael Horwath is caught back up to Patrice Langley. Assuming that's how it's pronounced because he is from France. Karsten Wegerhoff there in 6th. Cyril Nussbaum trying to hold on to that top 5 spot. And we got a race for 2nd place as Freddy De La Rosa has gotten around Femi Olat for 2nd. And really hanging it out there. 1 lap to go for Marcus Richardson. This is the final lap. Richardson in 1st. And Freddy De La Rosa was faster that time, but I don't think it's going to... I think that the lead is too big there. Too much of a gap. Femi Olat trying to come back on Freddy De La Rosa for 2nd place here. This is maybe the most exciting battle on the track right now. Femi to the inside. Freddy De La Rosa to the outside. They come off of turn 4. Marcus Richardson all by himself. He's going to win it. And this one's going to come right down to the stripe. At the line, Freddy's got it for 2nd. Kip Barrett comes home 4th. Cyril got that top 5 position. Karsten 6th. Patrice 8th. So Michael Horwath was able to get by Patrice there. Are the results. Lisa Ryan, good job in that 18 car coming home 9th. And Jagger Jones rounds out the top 10. So that's the race. Disappointing result for me getting caught up in that wreck, but that's going to happen sometimes. And that's all she wrote.
We'll keep working on it.
So I'm going to save that.